Hello, welcome to Tabletop CP. Today I'm going to be doing a fun little video and I'm going to see what this Tiger tank is capable of. So the Tiger tank, obviously a very iconic German vehicle, very potent in chain of command and most of the games, but more so in chain of command just due to the way the armor rules work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put some tests out for this Tiger tank to see what it's capable of, how much punishment it can take. I'll start with one Sherman and I'll just add Sherman, I'll add a AT gun, and we'll just see how long this thing can last. So in chain of command, the Tiger tank has an armor of an 11, an AP, which is armor piercing of 12, an HE of 7. It's got slow speed, a slow turret, and heavy armor. So slow turret means it can only move its turret 90 degrees in one phase, as opposed to 120 degrees, which is the speed of a normal turret. Then heavy armor means that it treats the side armor as front armor and the rear armor as side armor. So I'll briefly go over the armor rules. I'm not going to make this into a tutorial or anything, but normally, in this case, since we're in the open, you would roll 2d6. You need a 5 on 2d6 to hit. If you're partially obscured, you need a 7 on 2d6. If you're heavily obscured, the target that is, then you need 9 on 2d6. So it gets increasingly harder to hit the target the more obstruction there is in the way. There are quite a few modifiers to that. The main one we're probably going to use in this is the junior leader using 2 command initiatives to focus fire the cannon, which means he adds a +1 to hit. And also you gain a +1 automatically to hit if you hit the target and the target doesn't move or you don't move. So normally, as long as you hit, you'll be hitting on a 4. One of the main negative modifiers to that is shock. For every shock that you take, you add a negative modifier to that. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm just going to start with one Sherman, and then I'm going to add another Sherman, and then I'm going to add an AT gun in hard cover, and then eventually I'll add a Firefly. I don't have any really heavy allied tanks like a Churchill, so it's just going to have to be Shermans and AT guns. So we'll just start off with one Sherman. Alright, so the way I'll do this, I'll roll a d6, odds the Tiger starts, even the Sherman starts. Odd. So the Tiger will fire first, so I need 5 on 2d6, but I need a 4 because I'm going to use both the command initiatives from the junior leader to focus the gun. So it's an 8, so it's a hit. So AP on a Tiger is 12, armor on a Sherman is 6. So since we're firing from the front, every 5+ is a damage. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, the Sherman will roll its 6 dice, and it has to match at least 4 of these to help bounce the shot. So it only got 1. So, matched 1, so you take 1 out, and we got 3 left. Anytime you have 3 or more pens, it's an automatically destroyed vehicle. So the Sherman is destroyed, and then you roll a d6, see what happens to it. On a 5+, it would explode, killing the crew and the leader. So that Sherman is already destroyed. So we'll add another Sherman. Alright, now 2 Shermans. So we'll roll to see who goes first. Even, so the Shermans go first. So the Sherman on the top there, double 1, it misses. The next Sherman, a 3, it misses. So not a good start for the Shermans. So we're going to fire back with the Tiger on the top Sherman. 5, so that's a hit. Needed a 4. So 12 AP, and we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I need to get 5 5+ on 6 dice, and I get 1. So that Sherman is destroyed. The next Sherman's turn, so it will fire back with the Tiger, and that's a hit with a 10. So the AP of a Sherman, the regular 75mm Sherman, is 7. So I roll 7 dice, and I get 2 5s. So the armor of a Tiger is 11. So I'm going to get 2 or more 5s on 11 dice, and I get 1, 2, 3. So I bounced it. If it's equal hits, equal saves, then you have to start rolling on the charts. But I straight up bounced it, 75 shell just went right off. Now the tiger will fire back. And it got a 5, so that's a hit. And let's see how many we get. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So you can see this tiger makes short work of Shermans. And I got 2, so again, 2 more Shermans destroyed. So I've added a 6-pounder in hard cover. So it will always be in hard cover against the HE from the tiger because the gun shield plus the hard cover stacks, so it can't be reduced below hard cover. So we'll roll to see who goes first. The tiger will go first. So we'll fire at that top Sherman. With a 5, it's a hit. 12 dice. 1, 2, 3. So not as good that time. This is doable for the Sherman. And he gets 1. So that's 2 net hits. So there's different charts, 1 net hit, 2 net hit, 3 net hit, and equal hits. And once you figure out what you have, you roll a d6 and you consult the chart. So 1 net hit on a 5 is 1 shock, gun sight damage, -1 to hit. So we will add a shock to the Sherman, and we'll just put this here to signify that his gun sight is damaged. The tiger also has a hole mounted machine gun, which we will fire at the 6-pounder. So the machine guns and vehicles only get 6 dice. And we're over 18, so we're needing 5s to hit. So we got 2 hits. And they are in hard cover. So I roll 2d6 and nothing. I need a 5 or 6 to do anything. So that is it for the tiger. Now, the British will go. So top tiger will take off the shock. The junior leader will take off the shock and we'll fire the gun. Needing a 5, we got a 7. Actually, we needed a 6 because he couldn't use both command initiatives since he used 1 to take the shock off. We had a damaged gun sight, so we needed a 6. We got a 7. So we'll roll our 7 AP, see if we can hurt this tiger at all. We got 1. So he gets his 11 dice in response, and he's got 3. So he bounced that one. So the next Sherman will fire. He got a 5, which is he needed a 4 because he commander used both of his command initiatives. So he gets a 7 AP, and he got 2. And we'll roll the 11 dice in defense, and we got 3. So this thing is just bouncing 75 shells left and right. The gun will fire. 3, he just missed. He just whistled right past him. Back to the Sherman. I mean the tiger. So we'll fire back again at... Actually, we'll fire at that middle Sherman this time. Got it with a 7. So he gets his 12 dice. And we got 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll see if we can block it with the 75 or the Sherman's armor. We got 1, so that's 3 net hits. So that middle Sherman is now destroyed. And then we will fire the machine gun again at the AT gun. We got 1 hit. So we'll see if he can block it. Okay, he takes a point of shock. The AT gun takes 1 point of shock. Now it is the British phase. So we got 1 Sherman left. He's at -1 to hit. But he will use his 2 command initiatives. So instead of a 6, he needs a 5 again. He got a 6, so he got it. So 7 AP, 1, 2. And we'll roll our 11 armor dice. And only 1. So 1 net hit on the tiger. We'll see what happens to him. 2 on the 1 net hit chart is 1 shock. Gunner may not be activated next phase. Well, that's not good. So we took a point shock and the main gun cannot fire. So now we will fire the AT gun. And he got a 9, so that's a hit. 6-pounder is also AP 7. Actually, he should take that point of shock off. And 1, 2, 3 this time. See if the tiger can bounce this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, he bounced it. So it is now the tiger's phase. His main gun is knocked out. He can't shoot, but he still has a machine gun, and he will fire at the gun again and get 3 hits. So we'll roll that up. Nothing. So hardcover is protecting that gun pretty well from machine gun fire. Now back to the British. That Sherman will fire again, and a 3 he misses. The gun will fire. That's a 9, he gets it. So he's hit the Sherman again. He gets 2. The Tiger will get 3, 4, bounced it. Now the Tiger's turn. Leader will take the shock off, and he's fully ready to activate again. We're going to fire onto that other Sherman. With an 8, we got it. VP 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits. Not good news for the Sherman, who gets 1. So the second Sherman is now destroyed. And all that's left is the AT gun, who will fire away and get an 11. It's a hit. And he gets 1, 2. Only 2. So it should be no problem for the armored Sherman. 1, 2. Only 2. So equal hits. So let's see what happens. A 5. Equal net hits. 5 or 6. 1 shock reverse 1d6. So he's going to move back 5 inches. And if he was on the edge, he would be gone. If you have a tank that reverses off the table edge due to shock or something like that, that's it for him. It's out of the game. So it's a good tactic if you can get a vehicle close to the edge, get some shock on it, see if you can make it back up, and you won't have to worry about it anymore. But it is now the Tiger's turn. He's probably guessing that he probably just backed up right off of the camera. So the leader will take the shock off. Now we're going to have to focus on that gun. So the Tiger has an HE of 7. And HE always hits on a 4+, no matter the range of the gun. So we got 1, 2, 3. 3 hits, and as I said, it does not reduce cover. So roll that. Oof, that's bad for them. So a dead and 2 shock. Check the leader. It's not the leader. But we did put a hurting on it. 2 shock and 1 dead crewman. Now it is the 6-pounder's turn. So he's going to fire back. Actually, his leader is going to take one of these off and fire. So he's hit the Tiger already. The Tiger has moved though. So it's back to 5 and then +1 for the shock, so a 6. He got an 8. He got an 8. So let's see if he can do it again. 3 hits. See if we can bounce that armor. 1, 2, only 2. Wow. So 1 net hit on the Tiger. On a 3, 1 net hit chart says 1 shock vehicle may not be activated next phase. So he's back up to shock and he cannot go. So not good. This gun is putting a hurting on the Tiger a little bit. So it is now the gun's turn again. We'll take the last shock off. We will fire, and we'll use both. We will not use both commanders because we took shock off. So 8 and 5. Got it with 9. A 7. Got 3. And let's see if the back armor can bounce it again. 1, 2, yeah, easily. Got like 6 of them. So now Tiger's turn. Take the shock off, and we're going to fire the cannon with the HE back at the gun. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 hits. The HE, 1 dead. And check the leader. It's not the leader, so just another dead guy. You can see these AT guns are very resilient, especially when they're in hard cover. Far more effective against tanks than other tanks are. I mean, unless you have a Tiger, obviously, but you're pretty much better off taking an AT gun in hard cover if you really want it to survive. The only problem with them is they're not mobile. So if you're playing someone that has smoke, they can just drop the smoke in front of it and pretty much neutralize the gun outright. So mobility for tanks is their big thing, unless you of course have a Tiger or something with heavy armor and high AP. So back to the gun. It's a hit. This is just a duel here and nothing. And I think I forgot to shoot my machine gun for the tank, actually, maybe even twice, but So we got back to the gun. Tiger. 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. And another dead and a shock. Let's check the leader. No. So just another dead. Back to a shock. So we're whittling down this gun crew slowly but surely. And then I will fire the machine gun. It needs 5s. It got 1. Let's see if anything. Nothing. So back to the gun. So we take the shock off again. 4. So we got it with a 6. And oh boy, 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. So this armor better hold up here. 1, 2, only 2. So 2 net hits that time. So we're on the 2 net hit chart. We got a 2. 2 shock, gunner killed, 2 phases to change. Okay, that's not good. So 2 shock, gunner killed, 2 phases to change. So we got 2 shots with the gun to see if we can finish this tiger off. Got a hit. We got 2. See if we can bounce it. We only got 2. So equal hits. A 3. Halt and engage fire. No problem there. Next shot. They're still changing the gun out, or the gunner out right now. So it's a hit. So all these while these shells are bouncing off there, and they're trying to change the dead gunner out. So we got 3 that time. Come on, armor. 1, 2. That's 4. That bounces it. All right. So now the gunner has been replaced. I don't know if that's a replacement gunner adds a -1 to hit. So we'll take 1 shock off, but that doesn't count for AHE. Those negative modifiers are only when you're firing at enemy vehicles. So we'll take 1 shock off. So the commander only has 2 command initiatives like a junior leader. So if I take both shock off, I won't be able to fire again. But it might not be a bad idea. Just trust the armor 1 more time. That's what I'll do. I'll take both shock off. We'll let the gun fire again. A 5, yeah, that's a hit. 7 and 1, so we should be good. 1, wow, and 1 net hit. On a 5, 1 net hit is 1 shot, gun sight damage, -1 to hit. So he's actually -2 damage, and he got 1 more shock. So he's back to 1. So it's a good thing I took that off. So these aren't going to affect firing at the gun because it doesn't. It's only for AP. So I'm going to go ahead and fire back at the gun with 7 HE out of the main gun. I got 2. So 2, nothing, and 6 machine gun shots. 1 hit. Point of shock. And it's back to the gun. So let's see what happens here. It's a hit. And 3. Oh boy. The way I'm been rolling. This might be good for this tiger. 4. So we bounced it. Back to the tiger. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. HE. 1, 2, 3 hits on HE. And another dead. Check the leader. No. So another dead guy. So they are down to 2 guys, one of them being the senior leader. And they have a shock, so it is now the gun's turn. Leader will take the shock off and fire again. So, and it's a double 1, he misses. Alright, Tiger's turn. He'll take off the shock, and we're going to see if we can finish these guys off now. Come on, cannon. That hardcover is doing some work, I'll tell you that. 5 hits that time, so that's better. And 2 shock. So 2 shock and 2 guys. So 1 more shock and that gun is pinned. And let's hope we can pin them with the machine gun. 3 hits with the machine gun. And if I can get a 5 here, they're pinned. Ooh yeah, pin. So a dead. And it's not the leader. So a dead and a shock. So they're at 3 shock with 1 guy. The gun breaks. They run off 2d6, 11 plus 6 that way, so the Tiger has won this engagement. He lost the gunner. I believe his gun sight was damaged or something like that. Took a bunch of shock, but he was able to come out victorious against 2 Shermans and a dug-in AT gun. So now we're going to add a Firefly. Alright, now a real challenge. Firefly's got the same AP as the Tiger, 12, so, but it has the same armor as the Sherman, so it's Sherman in armor, Tiger in gun. But it'll do a lot of damage to this Tiger. So we'll see who goes first. Odds are the Tiger. Yes. So the Tiger obviously will shoot at the Firefly first. Got a 7, that's a hit. And we rolled in with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. And with only 6 armor, it's not looking good for that Firefly. Yeah, 1, so the Firefly is just already destroyed. Which is, well, obviously the priority target of any Tiger or any German tank would be a Firefly. So now it is the British turn. So the first Sherman, it's a hit with a 10, AP 7, 1, 2, 3, roll our armor dice, needing 5s, 1, 2, 3, so equal hits. On that, a 6 is never good. 2 shock, no, I'm sorry, 1 shock, reverse 1d6. So we just won't reverse, but he does take a point of shock. So the next Sherman will fire, or did I can't remember, I'm doing this so fast. So 5, it's a hit, 7 AP, he takes 2, 11 armor, 1, 2, another equal. See what happens. 6, another shock, and another reverse. So if he was close to the edge, he would have gone. He would be out of here. But he is up to 2 shock now, and it is now the turn of the 6-pounder. That's a hit with an 11, almost a 12. If you get a 12, you find a weak spot. If you find a weak spot, you actually add 3d6 to your AP roll. So 7 dice, and he gets 2. See if we can bounce it. 1, 2, yeah, definitely 4. So the Tiger's turn. I think we should take the 2 shock off and do nothing. So we're just going to take another round of shooting from all these guns. First Sherman, that's a 10, it's a hit. And 3. See if we can bounce it. 1, 2, 3, 4, we do. The second Sherman, that's a 12. So that is a weak spot. So instead of 7, I'm going to be getting 10 because I add 3. So we got still only 2. I'm sure we could do something against that. Yes, definitely bounce it. So now our armor's really kicking in here. Now the 6-pounder, an 11, almost another weak spot. And 2. See what we get. 1, 2, 3, we bounce it. Okay, now we're back. Tiger's ready to fight again. So the middle Sherman is going down. That's a hit. And 1, 2, 4. That's pretty good against 6 armor. Yeah, no saves. So the middle Sherman is destroyed, and I will fire the machine gun at the gun emplacement. And I got 2 hits there. They aren't hard to cover. 1 point of shock on the machine gun. I mean on the 6-pounder. So back to the British. The last Sherman will fire. Got a 3. He just straight up missed. AT gun will take the shock off and fire. A 5. He hits. So he gets the 7 armor or 7 AP. He's got 2. We got our 11. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we bounced it. Definitely bounced it. So now it is the Sherman's or Tiger's turn, I believe. I don't know, I got distracted, but Tiger. Last Sherman, it's a hit. 12 dice. Only 1. Only 1 that time. Not a very good hit, must have glanced off. And he bounced it with 2. So he's bounced the Tiger shot. Back to the Sherman. 4, yes, that's a hit. Gets his 7 dice. He's got 4, so that's pretty good. See what happens to the Tiger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No problem. Bounced right off. The AT gun. A 5. That's a hit. And he has 4 again. So let's see if this armor can hold again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, no problem. Now it's time with the Tiger again. See if we can take out that last Sherman. Yes, there's an 8. Or 9, I guess. And 1, 2, only 2. Wow. Not very good there. That's either good armor. Yeah, he bounced it again. So back to the Sherman. That's a hit with a 5. 3 hits, 3 10s. Oh yeah, bounced it again. The AT gun. A hit. And he has 2. See if we can bounce it. Yeah, no problem. This Tiger's not worried. So he's going to see if he can take out that Sherman again with a 6. So he hit. Come on, give me something good here. 1, 2, 3. Only 3. Wow. That is one tough Sherman. So let's see what happens here. Only 1. So he takes 2 net hits. Let's see what that is on a 3. 2 shock. CO wounded. Reduce command initiatives by 1. So 2 shock on the Sherman. And the machine gun will fire at the AT gun. Get 2 hits. Nothing. So back to the Sherman. Commander, he's only got 1 command initiative left. He'll take the shock off because he doesn't want to have the crew bail. Back to the AT gun. Double 1, it's nothing. Back to the Tiger. See if we can finish out this Sherman here. And we got an 8. It's definitely a hit. And 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a little bit better. See if he can bounce it again. No, only 1. So that's 3 net hits. Automatically knocked out. So the 3rd Sherman is now knocked out. And we'll go back and fire the machine gun at the AT gun. Getting 1 hit. And nothing. So AT gun's turn. That's a hit with a 10. So we're back to this again. We know how this goes. So 2. It's a slow process. 1, 2. So only equal. So something happens, nothing. So equal hits on a 1 is nothing. So the Sherman or the Tiger will fire back to the HE in 4s. Oh yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This should do something. No, it does not. Nothing. Then the machine gun. Nothing. No. So back to the AT gun. It's a hit. And nothing. Yeah, nothing. So back to the Sherman or the Tiger again. AT. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on. So just a point of shock. And then the machine gun. 1 hit. Nothing. The gun. It's a hit with a 6. Oh, there we go. 4. 4 hits that time. So let's see if the armor can bounce the 6 pounder shell again. 1, 2, 3. No. 1 net hit. See what happens. On 1 shock, driver may not be activated. So no worries there, obviously. And back to the Tiger. So we'll take the shock off. And we'll fire the main cannon again. 2 hits with the HE. And nothing. So anyway, this could go on all night, but you get the idea. AT guns, very hard to kill, especially when they're on hard cover. So they're the best AT unit in the game is an AT gun if you're just going for straight armor killing capability because they're resilient and they have a big crew and it's hard to take them out. Yeah, so there it is. Just for fun, let's just see what happens with if the Firefly were to hit, which it does. So the Firefly actually gets 12 dice. it gets 1, 2, 3, only 3, and then 11 for defense. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it bounced it. So it was lucky. Obviously, if you roll more times, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 5. So that's a little bit better for the Firefly. See if the Tiger can bounce it. 1, 2, 3. No. So that's 2 net hits. And then you're getting into some damage. But only a 1 on the table. It's 2 shock, driver killed. So obviously, the Firefly is an effective Tiger killer. It didn't show up in this video because it died right away. And then just the last couple, just for fun rolls, only put 2 shock on it and killed the driver. But you can see, if you want to kill a Tiger, you need a big gun. And if you have a big gun, that's a gun that you can have as an AT gun and cover, even better. So pretty much the purpose of this video is to show you that the Tiger is a beast. I've been using it in my campaigns, and I've been a little hesitant with it because I've lost a Tiger to a Piat long ago, and that kind of stuck with me. I've been a little afraid to push him forward because of the Piat, and this just goes to show you that the chances of that happening are very, very low. So you should feel confident in driving your Tiger right up to the front and just blasting away. Let him shoot at you. Trust the armor. I mean, the thing's a beast. It's got 11 armor. It's heavy armor, so even if you get hit from the side, it's the same as getting hit from the front. I mean, the thing is awesome. So anyway, I just thought I'd do a video like this just for the hell of it, to show you that the Tiger, if you're going to bring a Tiger, don't be afraid to use it. Don't hold it back. Drive it up, get it right up at the front, and start mixing it up, because it'll survive. If you do lose it, it's either to a big gun like a Firefly, a 17-pounder, or a fluke, some kind of just total fluke roll that you don't have any control over. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this one, and thanks for watching.